What is going on, you guys? Welcome to the Purple and Gold Perspectives podcast. I'm your host, Mike Javid, and today we've got to discuss the NBA offseason. I've got three free agency winners and two losers we need to discuss because this has been a wild offseason, but these teams have really stood out to me as the biggest winners and losers. Some are more popular opinions than others, I will admit. Our first winner we have to talk about, the Boston Celtics. This is a team that they made a controversial trade, trading away Jaylen Brown for Paul George. They got two first-round picks. At first, most teams didn't. At first, most people didn't really like it for Boston, that trade. And I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but honestly, the more I think about, like, ever since that trade has gone by, I just kind of came to this realization. This is a Celtics team. I think they're going to be the 1 seed next year. I'm really high on them. Not to mention, they replaced Vucevic with Mitchell Robinson, a huge upgrade. He'll start at center, and their center rotation's looking a lot better, especially defensively. They have that last year they had to like bench Neemias Queta in Game 7, and they started Luka Garza, but now they have a guy that can throw on Embiid. They have a guy that can throw on Giannis, Jokic if they meet in the finals potentially, which spoiler alert, that is not happening. We'll get into that why we'll get into why later. Um Even a guy like Wembanyama, just a guy like Mitchell Robinson, he can defend those players, can catch lobs, rebound well. But the main reason why I really like that trade for Boston, at least for to win right now, this is a team they were much better in the non-Brown minutes last year. I think everyone knows this by now. And the reason why Brown is not a very good complementary player, last year he really struggled off the ball. He wasn't really shooting catch and shoot jumpers. He struggled off the ball defensively as well. He wasn't a good defender last year, and he wants to be the number one option. And with Jason Tatum back fully healthy, I don't think that's going to happen. So add a guy like Paul George, who's coming off a very good defensive season that nobody's talking about. He shot the ball very well from three as well. He shot 39% from three, so 3% upgrade from last year, and on 7 attempts per game. So you're going to take that from Paul George. He fits right into that offensive scheme. Joe Mazzulla, they love to just catch and shoot threes. I think that'll work in the regular season for sure. Playoff time, maybe not so much, but this team is going to be very good. So the way I've kind of thought about this for this Celtics team, this is a team that just won 56 games and was the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. And Tatum missed 3/4 of the season, and when he returned, he was like, let's say 70%. So you're pretty much replacing Jaylen Brown with that. And then on top of that, you add Paul George, who fits perfectly, like I said, will replace Sam Hauser there. And you replace upgrade Nikola Vucevic to Mitchell Robinson. So the starting lineup of I don't think they'll start Pritchard, but if they do, Pritchard, Derek White, Paul George, Jason Tatum, Mitchell Robinson. I think that's a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. I could see an argument that's the best team in the Eastern Conference. So I think Boston's going to be the 1 seed. I think Tatum's going to have an amazing comeback year. I think he'll be second in MVP voting. That's one of my hottest takes for this season. And yeah, we'll just see how that plays out. My first loser, I kind of hinted at it a little bit, but the Denver Nuggets. This is the team coming off a first-round exit. I picked them to win the championship going into the 2025-2026 season, and I looked like a fool because Jokic was so terrible in that first round on both ends of the floor. He got locked up by Gobert and was a cone defensively. Minnesota was attacking the paint 24/7, and they were collapsing 2 dudes to the ball, Gordon as a helper. The reason why Jokic's advanced stats look super good defensively on the defensive end is because Gordon is playing with Jokic on majority of their lineups. But Denver, I'm recording this before Peyton Watson got signed. Like, you never know. Maybe the day after I'm recording, he'll sign somewhere. Peyton Watson has not signed yet. And this is a team that's over the second apron, and their bench is They have the same starting lineup, right? Of Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. And their bench right now, it's Julian Strother, Marvin Bagley, Peyton Watson. I mean, Spencer Jones is back too, but their bench is a lot worse than last year. And last year, the bench wasn't even good either. So they lost Bruce Brown. Jonas Valanciunas is not that good at basketball. I'm just sorry. I don't think Julian Strother's that good. Spencer Jones is a nice role player. Same with Peyton Watson, but that's not going to cut it. You need more guys. Christian Brown was nearly unplayable in the playoffs last year. Scratch that, actually. He was unplayable in the playoffs last year. So I truly just believe this Nuggets team they're in just a rough spot, and I don't know how they even get out of it. I think their best way of getting out of it is just trading Aaron Gordon if they really want to compete this year and re-sign Peyton Watson. But what's that going to do? That's just going to make your team worse. And if you trade Christian Brown, you literally can't because his contract sucks, and you have to trade multiple draft picks to get off that. And you don't have many draft picks. You could also just use this as a kind of punt this year. But Jokic is a free agent. What if he leaves? Like, I know Cam Johnson's a free agent. Peyton Watson could just take the qualifying offer, and but you're gonna lose him next year for sure. I mean, I guess they could just let Cam Johnson walk. They'll have more tradable first round picks next year, and then they could try something out. But I'm really concerned with Denver's future. And this offseason, I don't even know if I think they're going to be a playoff team this next upcoming season. My second big winner of this offseason, not like that big of a winner, but the Washington Wizards, I think, had pretty much did everything right this summer. Obviously, they got getting AJ Dubant to number one. Obviously, that's going to make you a huge winner, as he's a top 10 prospect in the last, or top 5 prospect in like the last. I don't know, but I don't have a damn big board for prospects, but he's probably like top 5 in the last 8 years. So AJ Dubant, getting him, obviously, you still have Trae Young and AD. AD, they're gonna stay. AD seems pretty committed to Washington, which is good for them. Uh, Keyshawn George, obviously, is still an up and coming piece. Same with Trey Johnson, Bub Carrington, Bilal Coulibaly. They traded for DeAndre Ayton this summer, and that's like a very nice backup center to have. As for the 30 games AD is going to miss this season, Aiden's a very serviceable starting center for you in the regular season. I don't see a problem with that whatsoever. He's going to have less pressure on him this season to perform. On the Lakers, he kind of collapsed because he had so much pressure on him, and we know he's not really about that. In Washington, though, he's not going to have any pressure. No one's going to care about the Wizards. So I think Aiden's going to thrive, truly. And not to mention, like, this is just a prime year for an up and coming team. They're in a perfect spot. They could let AD walk. I understand the Trey contract was a bit of an overpay. I didn't really mind that, but it's not like it was the worst thing ever. Like, it's with the salary continuing to rise. I think that contract's gonna be tradable if they need to trade it. Like, we saw how easy it was for a team like Memphis to get off John Morant's contract, and there's many more examples. Like, I don't really know. Like, I kind of don't remember the other examples off the top of my head, but there's certainly other ones. Uh, Another loser I kind of just thought of in my head right now, the Charlotte Hornets. This is a team that traded away LaMelo after winning, I believe, 43 games. This is a team that just traded away LaMelo Ball for one first round pick that could be valuable if Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball just don't work out in Minnesota. But this, and then just Naz Reid and um oh, that's it, right. They also just gave away Josh Green. So I know they saved cap space, but what's that gonna do? You're just gonna pay Kobe White $26 million a year. So I like Kobe White. He's a great player, but he ain't LaMelo Ball. I thought they had a bad draft as well. I'm not really high on Heinz Steinbach. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Christian Anderson. He's a savior of Charlotte according to that front office. And that Miles Bridges trade was good for them. They got a first round pick and Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal. I like that trade for them, but the Melo trade and also just like the Kobe White extension, I just didn't understand that one bit. My final winner for this offseason, it's kind of just basic, kind of obvious, but San Antonio Spurs. This is a team that they were able to renegotiate Julian Champagnie on a very good deal. I think it's 14 mil over 45 mil over 3 years, so like 14, 15 mil a year. So that's a very good get for them. Obviously, he was great last year. And if you kept him on your $2 million deal, you would have had Wemby making all that money next year, and you would have had Julian Champagnie making probably more than 15 mil because he would have bought out some more and would have asked for more money, especially with the salary cap rising. With the Victor Wembanyama contract, I mean, you got him for 50 mil a year. That might already be the best contract in the damn league. He's already a top 3 player in the league. I think he's the second best player in the league behind Shea. But getting a guy like Wemby on 50 mil only, that's just a steal of a contract. So San Antonio really did well this summer. And you could definitely make an argument they're the early favorites to win the championship next year. It does suck that Dylan Harper's still going to come off the bench, but I don't think it's the end of the world. He'll get his chance for sure. And like I always say, it doesn't matter if you start games; it just matters if you close games. Lastly, I forgot to mention San Antonio. They added Tobias Harris and had a great draft. So I think they're going to be really good next year, obviously. My last team, the New Orleans Pelicans. It's truly a joke how dysfunctional their organization is. I mean, how do you keep Trey Murphy the third and Zion? There's like no team wanted them whatsoever. Seriously? You win 26 games and you keep, I believe, was 14 out of 15 guys on your roster? Like, I truly don't understand how an organization could be this dysfunctional. And even if no team wanted them, first of all, actually never scratch that because I know for a fact there's multiple teams that wanted Trey Murphy the third. And this is just the Chicago Bulls all over again. Waiting too long to sell their players, and now their values are gonna fall because they're not gonna be good. They're not gonna be winning games, and yeah, they're gonna be stuck for the next 10 years if you keep this up. New Orleans, like, it's just crazy to me how you don't make a single move, even if it was just selling. Like, you have Sadiq Bey making $6 million a year, just trade him. You can get a couple second-round picks from him at least. You have Herb Jones his contract is about to rise up for the next 3 years. I think he's making 25 mil over the next 3 years. He's still making 15 mil. So why aren't you going to go? He's making 25 from 2027 to 2030, and 2026 to 27, he's making, I believe, 15 mil or slightly under that, actually. So the fact that you don't trade him, you can't even find a team. I'm sure the Lakers would have gave you a decent amount. I'm sure there's other teams for sure that would have gave you a decent amount. But no, you're going to keep him. His value's not going to fall, and you're going to get 2 second-round picks at the 2028 deadline for Herb Jones, one of the best defenders in the league when healthy. Obviously, I know health is an issue, but you should still get at least a couple picks for him. But hey, that's just me. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode, though. Please, I'm curious to know on your winners and losers of the NBA offseason, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.